Howdy, and welcome to your all levels Yin Yoga class. This is designed specifically for women in our midlife season. It can be used by anyone, it's definitely universal, but I do put in some different things that I know specifically would be beneficial. My name is Regina. Welcome. Let's make our way to the mat. If you do not have any yoga props such as bolsters and blocks, make do with pillows, cushions, blankets, etc. from around the house. All right, let's get started.
Right. So let's make our way down to a child's pose to open our yin practice today. So that simply means move the knees away from one another if you want the wide leg version, or you can keep the legs together if you want that. Move the toes toward each other, ease the body back. Now, if you should be keeping your head above your heart, grab props and bring them in as high as you need in order to take this forward motion in your body. Use whatever, another prop for the head to make sure the head stays up above the heart. As much as possible, give the head a place to rest. So that can be stacked blocks, it could be a larger bolster or a bunch of pillows, whatever that might look like for you, so that you're able to maintain that in your body. And then we want to be able to come into a place of ease here through the whole body. So if you're struggling and the hips or the knees are a little cranky, then feel free to grab a couple of matching washcloths, roll them up, and place them behind your knees. I don't know what the other one is. Sometimes my grandson comes in here and creates stuff with everything in my bin, and then stuff is moved. So if you're using the claws, you'll just roll them up, set them right behind the knees, and this will create that pocket of space for your knees. Right? You could do the same at the front of the hips if you need that. And then as you settle into your child's pose, take a moment to shift and wiggle a breath in and a breath out, and allow the body to soften downward. Feel the whole body come into a deep state of rest. And consider what brings you to your practice today, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Set your intention, your focus for your practice. Notice how the jaws might be. Perhaps they need to be softened or released. Last 5 breaths here. After that 5th breath, navel towards spine, inhale to rise, moving slowly and mindfully. Bringing the knees under the hips. Spread the fingers and anchor into the corners of your hands and your fingertips. Exhale to curl the spine for a little cat pose. Inhale, roll from tailbone through crown. Take that a few more times, just taking a little bit of movement in between our static holds. Release the body. Notice how your hips, spine, and shoulders feel here. And then back to neutral. Take a pause. And then we're coming all the way down onto the sitting bones. Lengthen the legs. Give them a little movement. And then we'll draw the right knee into the chest and give it a nice hug. Squeeze it in, sit up tall. And then we'll rotate to your right. To your left. Or wait a minute. Yeah, to your right, toward the leg that you lifted. I'm using my teacher's right. And had to get my mind clear here. Inhale back to the front. Open the knee out to the side. Janu Sirsasana. Pardon me. And then we'll take a little movement in your opposite ankle and wiggle your toes. And then let the foot fall naturally. In yin, we don't need to hold it rigid. And then from here, if you'd like to grab some props, maybe a couple of blocks, maybe some bolsters, create a shelf. So as you come forward, you'll have a place to feel comfortably resting, supported and rest on. So we'll inhale nice and tall, rotate toward your extended leg, and then exhale to extend over. 5 more breaths here. And then we'll slowly inhale the body back up. Move your props. And take a moment. And then as you're ready, extend your right leg. Inhale your left knee in. Hug it in nice and close. Exhale toward your leg. Shoulders down. And then we'll inhale back to center. Open the knee to the side, bringing the sole of the left foot toward the inner right leg. Inhale nice and tall. Set up your props as you would like to have them on this side. And then when you are ready, exhale to extend toward the leg, allowing the right leg to remain in neutral, no need to flex or point. Breathe as slow and steady as you can, bringing the breath deeply into the lungs. Getting a really nice release on the back side of your hip. You may feel some sensations in the back of the left hip, down the back of the right leg, your spine, really anywhere at all. And you might not feel anything. And if that's the case, maybe readjust, take a breath in, see if you can exhale deeper into the pose. Finding a little more extension may bring you into those sensations. Avoid anything that creates sharp, stabbing, or burning pain. Five more breaths here. And after your fifth breath, slowly inhale, body back up. Stabilize through the low belly. Center and pause. Check in and notice. And then as you're ready, move your props. Lengthen your bent leg. Give it some movement. Let the blood flow. Maybe move ankles, toes. And then we'll set the feet wide, creating space for the knees to drop in. We'll rotate side to side. And then we'll let the legs go long again for a moment. And we are going to make our way down, but do keep your props nearby. So the knees bend and we roll on down. As we come down, take any little movements you might need here. Wiggle, adjust. Make sure the back of your head is able to be down on the floor, on your on your mat or on the floor, and the neck is long. So if you're not sure if what that means for a long neck, create a fist, slide it right between the chin and the chest so that your thumb side of your hand is resting under your chin and the pinky side of the hand is resting at the chest. And this elongates the spine, the neck, and keeps it in a healthy range. All right, inhale, guide both knees into your chest. And then we're going to let the knees circle in the air and give the low back a little massage. And we'll switch direction. Good. And then bring the knees in. Lift the legs, give them a little shake. All right. We're going to plant the feet. Grab a block if you have a block. If you don't have a block, then I'll give you another option here in a moment. But we're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, and slide the block right under the sacrum, which is the flat bone below the hip bones. And we're coming into a supported constructive rest. We're going to have the option to extend through the legs. Hang out here for a moment. If you're not using a block today, maybe you have a blanket that you have been able to fold into a long, narrow fold, and then you'll start at one end. I prefer to start at the hemmed in and roll it up into a burrito shape. Go ahead and bring it in while you're seated. Bend your knees. Bring the low hips and the sacrum onto your blanket, and then navel to spine as you roll your body down. So either prop, you could even use a bolster, will work here. So if you have other props and you'd like to explore your options, feel free to do so. And then take a moment here just to feel the body soften as you breathe. So we've opened up the back of the hips and a little bit into the inner legs. Now we have this option to open the front of the hips. So staying here in this neutral um, constructive rest is a fine place to be. However, if you'd like to explore the option of extending one leg down the mat, this will open up the hip flexor and give it a greater extension. It stays contracted anytime we are sitting or anytime we walk and we lift the leg. We're contracting into the psoas muscles, which connect the legs to the torso. So this gives the psoas as well as all of the other connective tissue a nice stretch. But if this creates discomfort in your low back, then keep your knees bent, or at least one knee. So you can explore one leg long or both legs long at the same time, whichever feels like the right option for you. Hands can rest on the torso or down alongside you, out wide, or even overhead if you're looking for that kind of full front body release. Now, anytime you're moving the arms away from the body, really pay attention to how the shoulders respond and be willing to bring in a prop of whatever kind will work to support your arms and take the strain out of your shoulders. You may find that you're able to lengthen your legs a little more over a period of time being here. This is an indication the body has released some contraction, has given you more room, and you can just exhale into that opened up space. If you've had just one leg long and one bent, go ahead and switch it out at this time. If you've had legs long and your back is beginning to talk to you, feel free to bend your knees. This is a practice of honoring your body, of becoming more aware and in tune with your body's needs, and then honoring that. 5 more breaths. After your 5th breath, ease the arms down alongside you if they are extended away from the body. If you're on a block, and usually even if you're on a blanket, you can press into your feet, extend the hips from the floor, reach the tailbone toward the calves of the legs, and ease your prop out. If it's not coming out easily enough, roll to your side to remove it, and then ease the hips back down, taking a pause in a neutral, constructive rest. And then we'll extend our legs, actually give them a little movement, and then we'll hug the right leg in. Exhale, move the right leg toward the left side. This is a great time to have your props again to really take the effort out of the pose. So, bringing in whatever would work for you. Your goal here is to stack the right hip on top of the left and to maintain the shoulder blades down on the floor. Sometimes it helps if you inch your hips over to the right a little bit. Feel free to keep the arms where it feels comfortable and for the chin to be centered or turned to your right. Spinal rotation here. You can actually move that leg higher or lower, away from the body, closer to the body, whatever feels like the right place for you. And then return to your breath connection, following the inhales, the outhales, exhales. Notice if you're gripping, clenching, holding anywhere at all, the glutes, the abdominals, shoulders, chest, your jaws. Let them be at ease. And then we'll inhale back to center, gently and mindfully. Hug the leg in and set the foot down. Feel free to adjust your body, maybe ease it over to your left a little bit, and to move your props to the right if you'd like to have them there. When you're ready, lengthen the right leg. Inhale, left knee into chest. Exhale, left leg crosses over to the right side. You can ease the right hip under you a little more if you need that. Shimmy your shoulders down. Maybe your chin turns left. Five more breaths here. After your fifth breath, ease head to center and then leg comes back. Level out your hips, draw both knees in, give them a good squeeze. And then taking a moment to lengthen the legs down the mat, allowing your body to be at peace and rest. Natural breaths flow easily. And then with one hand over heart and one over abdomen, take a breath into the belly. Pause. Fill up the lungs. Pause. Exhale to side away. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale to belly. Pause. Fill up the lungs. Pause. And a sigh. One more time here. Inhale belly. Pause. Into your lungs. Pause. And a sigh. That breath is great for vagal tone. Anytime we need to move from a state of anxiety, stress, tension, actively, just overwhelmed in the nervous system, this is a breath that will bring us back into a state of rest and digest. Use it as needed. Gently make your way over onto your side. Guide your body upright. Taking just a moment to scan the body and notice how you feel, your mind, and your heart. No wrong answers. May you honor yourself throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your journey. All right, we are headed off to our weighted workout. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.